The House adjourned having arrived. The House will be in order. Members and guests are asked to remain standing and join with me in pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order Committee.
The Committee on Rules reports recommending the following resolutions ought to be adopted. Resolutions filed by Representative Sabadosa of Northampton, recognizing the 30th anniversary of the Glasgow Lands Scottish Festival, and resolutions filed by Representative Sangiolo of Newton and Michael Moran of Boston, congratulating Father Gerald Francis Finnegan, S.J., on 58 years of ministry as a priest and more than 7 decades as a member of the Society of Jesus.
Mr. Gabriel of Arlington, now with suspension of the rules. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Rules are suspended. Question now is on adoption of the resolutions. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Resolutions are adopted. Order Committee.
The Committee on Rules and the Committees on Rules of the two branches acting concurrently reports recommending that Joint Rule 12 be suspended on a petition of Thomas M. Stanley and Michael J. Barrett for legislation to establish a sick leave bank for Alexandra Swartz, an employee of the Massachusetts Department of State Police, to the Committee on Public Service.
Mr. Gabriel of Arlington moves suspension of the rules. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Rules are suspended. Question now is on suspension of Joint Rule 12. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Joint Rule 12 is suspended. Order Committee.
The Committee on Ways and Means report to whom was referred the Senate bill strengthening health care protections in the Commonwealth, Senate number 2543, reports recommending that the same ought to pass with an amendment by striking out all after the enacting clause and inserting in the place thereof the text contained in House document number 4271. The Committee on Steering Policy and Scheduling reports that the matter be scheduled for consideration with the amendment pending.
Mr. Michaelwitz of Boston moves suspension of Rule 7A. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 7A is suspended. Second reading of the bill.
An act strengthening health care protections in the Commonwealth, Senate number 2543.
Question now is ordering the bill to a third reading pending with the first question is on the amendment offered by Ways and Means. On that amendment, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The amendment is adopted. Question now is on sending the bill to third reading as amended. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Bill as amended is sent to bills on third reading. Mr. Wonga-Saugus now moves that the House stand in recess till the hour 1 p.m. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. House stands in recess to the hour 1 p.m. Court officers notify the Democratic members of a Democratic caucus in room A1 at 12 noon.
Mr. Jones of North Reading doubts the presence of a quorum. The chair can ascertain that a quorum is not present. Court officers will alert the members that a quorum roll call is in progress.
This is roll call number 63. Roll call number 63.
The chair is delighted to welcome former Representative Pat Haddad to the chamber, as well as Senator Mark Pacheco. The chair asks members to subdue their conversations and take their seats. The chair is delighted to welcome Brigadier General Michael Cornell, a graduate from the University of Connecticut. Brigadier General Cornell received his commission in 1992 as a distinguished graduate of the U.S. Air Force Reserve Officer Training at the University of Connecticut. The chair respectfully asks members to take their seats and subdue their conversation. Brigadier General Michael Cornell finished first in his cadet class, earned his jump wings at the U.S. Army Airborne School. Brigadier General Cornell served multiple deployments to the Persian Gulf, joint duty in Afghanistan, and participated in NORAD's scramble for the first military aircraft to the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. A decorated intelligence officer, Brigadier General Cornell's work has been cited in legal opinions for the President of the United States. A resident of South Boston, he recently retired after 3 decades of military service and is joined today by his wife, Rachel Madison, and their daughters, Genevieve and Colette, guests of Rep. Beale of Boston. Please welcome them to the chamber. Mr. Jones of North Reading asks unanimous consent to withdraw a quorum roll call. Does the chair hear objection? The chair hears none. Communication from the State Secretary. The communication will be placed on file.
A communication, July 9, 2025, to the Honorable House. I have the honor to lay before you the returns of vote cast at a special election held in this Commonwealth on the 10th day of June, 2025. For Representative in the General Court, 3rd Bristol District, together with schedules showing numbers of ballots which appear to have been cast for each person voted. These returns have been duly canvassed by the governor and council and are now transmitted for examination by the House as required by the Constitution. Signed, very truly yours, William Francis Galvin, Secretary of the Commonwealth.
The communication will be placed on file. Representative Mariano of Quincy offers an order in the hands of the clerk. Clerk will read the order.
Ordered that a special committee of the House be appointed to escort Her Excellency the Governor and honorable members of the Executive Council to the House chamber for the purpose of administering the oath of office to Representative-elect Lisa M. Field.
Question comes on adopted the order. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The order is adopted. House will come to order. The chair respectfully asks members to subdue their conversation and take their seats. The chair will appoint members of the House to notify the governor and escort her to the chamber to administer the oath of office. For the committee, Representative Viola of Fall River. Representative Scanlon of North Attleboro. Representative Lenatra of Kingston. Representative Hawkins of Attleboro, Rep. Hendricks of New Bedford, Rep. Kane of Shrewsbury, Rep. Wong of Saugus. Could the committee please head down to the governor's office and ask her to return with us to administer the oath of office? House will be in a brief recess, awaiting the return of the committee. The chair recognizes the Sergeant at Arms. We're admitting the Honorable Committee. And Representative Fiola of Fall River, a report. Thank you, Chair Fiola, and for the work that you've done today. All of you have done great work. Thank you. The chair recognizes the Sergeant at Arms. The Sergeant at Arms will escort the Governor and the Lieutenant Governor to the rostrum to administer the oath of office. The chair recognizes the Governor, the Lieutenant Governor, and Representative Field, Representative-elect Field.
Good afternoon. It is now my honor to administer the oath of office to your new colleague, soon-to-be new colleague. I ask you to raise your hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
Lisa Field,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and will support the Constitution thereof,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
Lisa Field,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent on me
all the duties incumbent on me
as a member of the Great and General Court,
as a member of the Great and General Court,
according to the best of my abilities and understanding,
according to the best of my abilities and understanding,
agreeably
agreeably
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of this Commonwealth.
and the laws of this Commonwealth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
Lisa Field,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
turning back now, Lisa.
It's official. Congratulations. That's great.
The Sergeant at Arms will escort the Governor and Lieutenant Governor from the chamber. Court officers will escort Representative Field to seat number 156. House will be in a brief recess. The chair is very pleased to welcome two special high school students from the 3rd Middlesex District to the chamber. These bright, civic-minded young adults have joined my office for the week to experience the State House and to learn about state government. Please welcome Isabella Chamberlain from Hudson High and Ben Wilkinson from Bolton, who attends Philip Exeter Academy. Please welcome them to the chamber. The chair is delighted to welcome to the left of the rostrum First Lieutenant Santana, Lieutenant Miguel Santana, a guest of Second Assistant Majority Leader Frank Moran, is a native of Lawrence who served his community and country valiantly as a member of the U.S. Army's Bravo Company, 1st Battalion, 37th Armored Regiment during some of the most dangerous battles during the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. Santana did multiple tours of service and was awarded the Purple Heart for his bravery and dedication to the United States during his 25 years of service. Please welcome First Lieutenant Santana to the chamber. Mr. Jones of North Reading doubts the presence of a quorum. The chair can ascertain that a quorum is not present. Court officers will alert the members that a quorum roll call is in progress.
This is roll call number 63. 6-3.
Mr. Jones of North Reading asks unanimous consent to withdraw his request for a quorum roll call. Does the chair hear objection? The chair hears none. The chair has been informed that House Bill number 2543, Senate Bill 2543 has been released by the Committee on Bills in the third reading. Mr. Jones of North Reading moves suspension of the rules in order that the matter may be considered before forthwith. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Rules are suspended. Third reading of the bill.
An act strengthening health care protections in the Commonwealth. Senate number 2543, amended.
Question comes on passing the bill to be engrossed. The chair recognizes Mr. Day of Stoneham. As a gentleman comes to speak, could you please clear the aisles and subdue your conversation?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and through you to the members, Madam Speaker, I ask when this roll call is taken to be taken by a call of the yeas and nays.
Mr. Day asks when a vote be taken by a call of the yeas and nays. All those in support will rise. Division 1. 25, sufficient number having arisen when a vote be taken by a call of the yeas and nays. Mr. Day of Stoneham.
Thank you again, Madam Speaker, and through you to the members. Madam Speaker, to paraphrase a quote attributed to one of America's preeminent philosophers, Yogi Berra, being here today is like deja vu all over again. Today, as we've done over and over and over again, we once again tell other states that women in Massachusetts are fully capable of making their own health care decisions. We once again affirm that our transgender population here in Massachusetts is in fact made up of individuals who will be afforded the same rights as every other resident here in Massachusetts. I don't think these should be revolutionary statements. Judging by your ill-timed applause, I think you agree. In Massachusetts, luckily, they are not. But once again, we're called forward to hold the line against other governments and individuals from outside this state who would seek to interfere with the rights of those within our borders. We are facing down an administration seemingly obsessed with making life harder for people making private health care decisions. We're facing down individuals who currently hold power in some states and federal agencies who are also obsessed with punishing people who don't fit neatly into whatever their idea of normal is. This isn't anything new for us here in Massachusetts. Here in the birthplace of America, we've always embraced our role as a people who protect each other, who take care of those who may have fallen on tough times, who celebrate the diversity that has made Massachusetts the best and safest state in the country. In taking these actions, we reject again and again and again governments that seem hell-bent on making individuals' lives more difficult on a daily basis. We stand fast against any government, foreign or domestic, that would seek to reach into Massachusetts and impose their distorted views and laws on our residents. We did this work in 2011 when we explicitly added gender identity as a protected characteristic in our laws to stop discrimination against our transgender residents. We did this work again in 2015 when we closed loopholes that allowed some bad actors to continue their discriminatory practices. We did this work in 2020 when we saw our Supreme Court prepare to open the field for states across the country to assault women's rights. We didn't wait for the Dobbs decision to come down. We here in Massachusetts acted by removing unconstitutional vestiges in our statutory code relating to reproductive health care that could have been used by some to relegate women to second-class citizens. When the Dobbs decision came down, we in Massachusetts were prepared. We did this work again in 2022, 3 years ago. We saw that some states were not content with restricting the rights of women and their transgender population within their own borders. When those states signaled an intention to try to reach into the Commonwealth and impact healthcare decisions made here, we protected our residents and our healthcare professionals from lawsuits and criminal charges emanating from other states. When those states actually followed through on their attempted incursions into Massachusetts, we were prepared. And so today, in the face of a current presidential administration and their state-level acolytes who devote an inordinate amount of their attentions to attempting to interfere with individual healthcare decisions, we prepare once again by doing the work necessary. Today, we act to ensure the protection of our residents who would dare to exercise their rights to make their own healthcare decisions. And we act to protect the work of our healthcare professionals here in Massachusetts. Thank the Speaker, the Chair of the Ways and Means Committee, their staffs, and my staff from the Judiciary Committee for their work, which allows us to appear here today in expedited fashion, to build on what we did in 2022. And today we realize three main goals in this legislation. First, we protect the data of our patients and healthcare providers who are engaging in reproductive health or gender-affirming healthcare activities, activities that are protected both by our Constitution and our state laws. We do this by prohibiting the dissemination of personally identifiable data relating to protected healthcare services that are currently held by the Department of Public Health, by CHIA, by the Health Connector, and by state and local government authorities. We require companies who keep and manage electronic medical records to obtain patient consent with regards to the sharing of information related to abortion, IVF, or gender-affirming healthcare records. We empower the Department of Public Health to remove reproductive health, gender-affirming healthcare drugs from our prescription monitoring program. We've seen other states attempt to pursue criminal charges against medical professionals based on information these states glean from prescription labels. So today, we empower the prescribing physician to request that the labels on these meds list a practice group rather than the individual doctor prescribing that course of treatment. Second, today we recognize the nature of our current United States Congress to jump and enact whatever the latest bit of intentional cruelty this administration decides it wants to pursue. So we move today to bring a federal law onto our state books. That law requires hospitals to provide stabilizing health care services to patients presenting with any emergency medical conditions at their emergency rooms. Third, and finally, we protect our patients and providers directly here in Massachusetts. We clarify that professional boards of registration may not take disciplinary actions against practitioners for providing legally protected health care services. We also do not allow the recording of notes in a provider's records of any criminal, legal, or disciplinary actions brought against them in other states for providing health care services that are legally protected here in Massachusetts. We also protect attorneys licensed in Massachusetts from removal or discipline for advising or representing clients on the topics of health care services that are legal here in Massachusetts. We forbid insurance companies from discriminating against or penalizing providers who offer reproductive and gender-affirming health care services. And we prohibit courts from using the laws of other states that may prohibit gender-affirming care as grounds to alter existing custody or visitation rights for children here in Massachusetts. To parrot a quote I read somewhere, I hope that everyone can look deep inside themselves and support healthy kids. Takeaway here is that when patients and doctors engage in legal activities here in Massachusetts relating to health care, they will have the peace of mind that their personal information will remain private, that their constitutional rights will remain protected. I'll close the way I started with a little deja vu. 3 years ago, when we passed Roe 2.0, we made clear to states who would deny other women and transgender individuals full equality in their states to stay out of Massachusetts, that their attempts to reach into Massachusetts would be rejected at every turn. Today, we remind this presidential administration and the states currently managed by individuals who scurry in its wake that for 250 years, we in Massachusetts have stood firm in the face of those who would attempt to undercut our freedoms and our values. We here in Massachusetts always have and always will take care of our own. I ask for your support.
House will be in a brief recess. House will be in order. Question is, I'm passing the bill to be engrossed, pending which Mr. McKenna offers an amendment in the hands of the clerk. Clerk, read the amendment.
Amendment number 4. Mr. McKenna Sutton moves to amend the bill by adding the following section. Chapter 111 of the General Laws, as appearing in the 2002 official edition, is hereby amended by adding the following section. Section 51B and a half. A. All state agencies shall cease funding campaign ads which dissuade pregnant women from choosing pregnancy resource centers to assist with their pregnancies. B.
If there be no objection, the clerk will dispense with the reading of the further amendment. Is here rejection? Chair hears none. Question now is on the amendment. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The nays have it. The amendment is not adopted. House will be in a brief recess. House will be in order. Mr. Soto of Bellingham offers an amendment in the hands of the clerk. Clerk will read the amendment.
Amendment number 8. Mr. Soto of Bellingham moves to amend the bill by adding the following section. Section 11I and a half of Chapter 12 of the General Laws, as appearing in the 2022 official edition, is hereby amended by striking out the definition of legally protected healthcare activity and inserting in place thereof the following definition. Legally protected healthcare activity. The exercise and enjoyment...
If there be no objection, clerk will dispense with the continued reading of the paper. Chair hears objection. Chair hears none. Chair recognizes Mr. Soto of Bellingham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When I ask for a vote to be taken, I ask for it to be called by the yeas and the nays.
Mr. Soto asks when the matter is taken, be taken by a call of the yeas and nays. Those joining with him arise. First division, 0. Second division, 18. Sufficient number having arisen when the matter is taken, be taken by a call of the yeas and nays. Chair recognizes Mr. Soto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to speak in favor of Amendment 8 to S2543, an act strengthening health care protections in the Commonwealth. The overarching goal of S2543 is to safeguard the sensitive medical information and ensure our healthcare providers can deliver care without undue interference from in- and out-of-state actions. As drafted, the bill primarily focuses on protecting legally protected healthcare activity related to reproductive health care services and gender-affirming care services. It contains vital provisions designed to shield personal information, restrict cooperation with out-of-state investigations into these specific services, and protect medical professionals from disciplinary actions for providing care that is lawful here in Massachusetts. However, if this bill is truly about privacy and the protection of personal medical information across the Commonwealth, then its scope must be comprehensive. Amendment 8 proposal, a crucial yet simple addition that will significantly broaden the necessary protections, truly encompassing health care protections for all residents and children of the Commonwealth. This amendment expands the definition of legally protected health care activity to specifically include the refusal by any person to obtain reproductive health care services, gender-affirming health care services, or any other preventative medical care on behalf of themselves or their minor children. This expansion is critical, especially when viewed through the lens of privacy, for 3 key reasons. First, comprehensive patient autonomy and medical privacy. If we are committed to protecting an individual's decision to receive certain healthcare services, it's only logical and consistent to protect the equally fundamental decision to refuse such services. Patient autonomy is a cornerstone of ethical healthcare and our laws here in the Commonwealth. The right to decline medical intervention for oneself or one's children is a deeply personal and private decision. In Sakowitz, the Massachusetts Supreme Court emphasized a protected right to refuse medical treatment deriving from a strong interest in being free from non-consensual invasions of bodily integrity and, the most important part, the constitutional right to privacy. By including the refusal of care, Amendment 8 ensures that the fundamental aspect of medical privacy and body autonomy is equally protected under S2543, living up to the core principles that are still applied today. Number 2, protection for all healthcare decisions, ensuring equitable privacy for all. The amendment's inclusion of or any other preventative medical care extends these vital privacy protections beyond just reproductive and gender-affirming care. This ensures that personal medical decisions encompassing a wide range of preventative care choices and the private information associated with those choices receive the same level of legal protection from out-of-state interference that the bill offers to reproductive and gender-affirming care patients. This is where the bill, as drafted, falls short on its implicit promise of universal privacy. Articles 1 and 10 of the Massachusetts Declaration of Rights guarantee everyone equal protection under the law, calling for all people in a similar situation to be treated alike. As applied in Kligler versus the Attorney General, this means that violations of equal protection must show instances where similar situated people were treated differently by the law. The bill, as drafted, clearly provides stronger protections of private medical information for some people while not offering the same others based solely on the type of care received. People who, in a similar situation, wanting their private medical information protected in the face of an in-state or out-of-state action are treated differently under the current bill, based on the type of care. This amendment would close that gap and broaden the scope of who benefits from the bill's privacy protections. It ensures that the title, Strengthening Healthcare Protections in the Commonwealth, is genuinely applicable to all healthcare decisions in all residents, not just a specific subset. Without this amendment, someone's deeply private decision might not receive the same robust protection from out-of-state inquiries or data sharing as a decision about gender-affirming care or abortion procedures. This is inconsistent with a bill fundamentally aimed at privacy. And without this amendment, it is a backdoor to gather that information that you are trying to protect. Third, universal shield of providers protecting all patient privacy. By expanding the definition of legally protected healthcare activity to include refusal of care and other preventive care, we offer a broader protection for our doctors to care for people in the Commonwealth without fear of punishment. A healthcare provider should not face legal professional jeopardy for respecting a patient's lawful decision to refuse a service, just as they are protected for providing lawful service under this bill. This indirectly reinforces patient privacy, as providers can confidently respect and uphold a broader range of patient choices, knowing they are shielded from external legal challenges. This principle ensures that professional conduct in Massachusetts, adhering to our standards of care, should be shielded from external legal challenges. This amendment truly strengthens the core intent of S2543 by providing equitable and comprehensive protections for the privacy of all residents and children in the Commonwealth, safeguarding their personal health care decisions regardless of their care received or refused. I urge my colleagues to support Amendment Number 8 to further solidify Massachusetts' commitment to robust health care protections and truly pass a bill that protects everybody in the Commonwealth's privacy. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos of North Andover.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and through you to the members. Today I rise in opposition of Amendment 8, filed by the gentleman from Bellingham. So the gentleman from Bellingham will have you believe that this one line is a simple line. However, his reference to privacy and refusal for adults to refuse care, it's really a red herring, because what this is really about is the right for parents to refuse care for their minor children. I'm not sure you caught that because he didn't reference it, but that's what this amendment says. Parents can refuse gender-affirming care or reproductive care for their children. So what does that mean? That means that if a parent doesn't agree that their teenage daughter, who maybe has really bad menstrual cramps, she can't get birth control if one parent doesn't agree. Or let's say, worst case scenario, you have a minor child who was raped, and that one parent decides they don't want that child to receive an abortion. One parent now has control to make those decisions under this amendment. So what this amendment does is really undercuts the whole goal of our bill today in protecting women in LGBTQ and transgender families. Because there's no exception here for judges to weigh in. Now, judges every day in this state make decisions for the best interest of the children. I know that, something I see and do. And sometimes parents can't make decisions together. In fact, often parents who are divorcing or maybe never married can't agree. I'm sure you all knew someone during the COVID-19 pandemic where one parent wanted their child to be vaccinated and another didn't. And that resulted in delayed care for children while their case went through the court system. That's exactly what could happen here, except, again, there's no reference to deferring to the court. It simply says a parent can make a decision on behalf of their minor child. So it does give control to one parent. That could be an abusive, controlling parent who could alter the lives of their children forever. Again, that's absolutely the opposite of what this bill is intended to do. I believe in our providers here in the state. I believe in our LGBTQ community, and I believe that parents and children should have the ability to make these decisions in what's best for them. I don't think it is right to put that power into one person's hands. And again, the damage this amendment would do would be immediately felt. Children today who are receiving birth control or gender-affirming care, one parent could say tomorrow, I no longer agree, and that could be the end of it. That's the opposite of what this bill is aiming to do. And so for that, I oppose this bill. And I thank you all, and I ask my colleagues to join me in voting against Amendment 8.
Roll call having been ordered. The roll call machine is now open and will remain open for 3 minutes. Court officers, some of the members indicate a roll call is in progress.
This is roll call number 63. Roll call number 63.
Have all members voted, wish to do so? Have all members voted? Time for voting has expired. The clerk will display the tally. On this matter, 30 members haven't voted in the affirmative, 129 in the negative. The amendment is not adopted. House will be in a brief recess. Question is passing the bill to be engrossed, pending which Ms. Kilcoyne of Clinton offers an amendment in the hands of the clerk. Clerk will read the amendment.
This is amendment number 6 as changed. Ms. Kilcoyne of Clinton moves to amend the bill in section 12 in line 191 by inserting after the word meanings the following. Abortions as defined in section 12K of chapter 112.
If there be no objection, the clerk will dispense with the reading of the amendment. Chair hears objection. Chair has none. Chair recognizes Ms. Kilcoyne of Clinton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and through you to the members. I rise today in support of Amendment 6 as changed, and I ask when a vote be taken, it be taken by a call of the yeas and nays.
Ms. Kilcoyne asks when the matter is taken, be taken by a call of the yeas and nays. Those joining with the First Division. 25. Sufficient number having arisen when the matter is taken, be taken by a call of the yeas and nays. Chair recognizes Ms. Kilcoyne of Clinton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and through you to the members. I rise today in strong support of Amendment 6 as changed, which restores carefully crafted, targeted protections for patient data. Specifically, this amendment narrows the scope of protected services under data sharing provisions to abortion, abortion-related care, including miscarriage management, in vitro fertilization, and gender-affirming care. These are the services most vulnerable to prosecution and political interference in other states, and the services that require the strongest, clearest data protections here in the Commonwealth. Across the country, we are witnessing a chilling and coordinated campaign. States moving to criminalize reproductive care, ban gender-affirming treatment, and punish providers for simply doing their jobs. Patients are being tracked, and doctors are being threatened, and families, especially women and LGBTQ+ individuals, are being forced to navigate medical care under the shadow of political persecution. And Massachusetts today will not be complicit in that cruelty. And this bill, with this amendment here, we are drawing a clear line. What is legal here in the Commonwealth, what is safe, evidence-based, and compassionate healthcare must remain protected within our borders, no matter what happens beyond them. The bill before us intends to focus on data privacy protections on the services at most risk of prosecution or persecution. However, the current language before the House inadvertently expands the scope to include all reproductive care, including significant operational and clinical challenges that could compromise patient safety. Hospitals and providers cannot practically segment every form of reproductive care from health care records. If we stretch the privacy net too far, we risk breaking it entirely. My amendment strikes the necessary balance, protecting those most targeted while preserving clinical integrity and access for patients across the Commonwealth. And with this amendment, we can ensure that the protections we offer are meaningful, enforceable, and responsive to the real threats we face. This bill doesn't just defend rights, it defends lives, and allow the people in the Commonwealth to make private, personal health decisions without political interference. And that with this amendment, I believe what we will ensure that we'll be able to do so and protect these rights responsibly. I urge my colleagues here to support both this amendment and the bill before you. Thank you.
Roll call having been ordered. The roll call machine is now open. Remain open for 3 minutes. Court officers, some of the members indicate a roll call is in progress.
This is roll call number 64. Roll call number 64.
Have all members voted, wish to do so? Have all members voted? Time for voting expired. The clerk will display the tally. On this matter, 130 members voted in the affirmative, 29 in the negative. The amendment is adopted. House will be in a brief recess. Question is passing the bill to be engrossed, pending which Mr. Vargas of Haverhill offers an amendment in the hands of the clerk. Clerk, read the amendment.
This is amendment number 7 as changed. Mr. Vargas of Haverhill moves to amend the bill in section 12 by adding the following subsection. Paragraph F. A business that discloses, transfers, or processes information solely for the purposes of payment, treatment of healthcare operations as defined by 45 CFR 164.501 shall not be in violation of this section.
Question is on the amendment. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The amendment is adopted. Ms. Decker of Cambridge offers an amendment in the hands of the clerk. Clerk, will read the amendment.
This is amendment number 9 as changed. Ms. Decker of Cambridge moves to amend the bill by inserting after section 24 the following section. Section 24A, paragraph A. The Commissioner of Public Health shall convene a technical advisory group to review section 70I of Chapter 111 of the General Laws to advise on
If
technical
there be no
aspects.
objection, the clerk will dispense with the reading of the paper. The chair objections, chair has none. Question is on the amendment. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The amendment is adopted. House will be in a brief recess. House will be in order. Question hours on passing the bill being engrossed. Roll call have been ordered. The roll call machine is now open. Remain open for 3 minutes. Court officers, some of the members indicate a roll call is in progress.
This is roll call number 65. Roll call number 65.
Chair would like to announce to the members the chair does not expect any further roll calls this evening. Tim? Have all members voted, wish to do so? Have all members voted? Time. Time for voting is expired. The clerk will display the tally. On this matter, 136 members, 136 members voting the affirmative, 23 in the negative. The bill is passed to be engrossed. Chair will respectfully ask the members to subdue their conversation for a moment of silence. At the request of Representatives Viola of Fall River, Olette of Westport, and Silva of Fall River, will the members and guests and employees please stand for a moment of silence for the 9 residents killed and 30 residents and 5 firefighters who were injured in the tragic Gabriel House assisted living fire on Sunday evening in Fall River. We thank the first responders who saved the lives of 60 people and the community members who have demonstrated outpouring support. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of those we lost and with the survivors as they recover from this tragedy. Mr. Mariano Quincy offers an order in the hands of the clerk. Clerk, read the order.
Ordered that when the House adjourned today, it adjourned to meet tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Question now is on adoption of the order. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The order is adopted. Mr. Jones of North Reading now moves that the House stand adjourned. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. House stands adjourned to meet tomorrow, Thursday, 11 a.m. in an informal session.